Hey there, welcome to Backlog Game Reviews. So, today we're gonna get back to playing NieR. And last time we headed off to the desert, did some stuff in the desert. And now we're back in town and we need to go talk to Popola. But before we do that, let's go back to Seafront and we gotta do some side quests. So, go get some sardines. Do some fishing. Alright, so let's head into Seafront. We gotta do some fishing. Run past all you guys. And here we are, back in the town. Let's look at our quests real quick. This incomplete quest. First one, Yona's gift, and she needs pumpkin. Yeah, I don't know where I'm gonna get pumpkin. We need some sardines, and oh yeah, we need medicinal herbs. Sell any medicinal herbs in this town. I don't want to have to run all the way back to the other town just to buy some medicinal herbs. What you got? Gourd. You ain't got nothing. Get out of here. About you. You're not even a shop. About you, what are you selling? Okay. We need medicinal herbs. Give me 10 of those. Or 9. We already have 1, so just need 9. Thank you. We're almost out of money. Alright, now let's head to the ocean and do some more fishing. And for sardines, we can use sardines as bait. Can we catch sardines? Well, we need those 6 sardines though, so we need more sardines. 4 more sardines. There we go. Well, this is probably just a can or something. It's pretty easy. Oh, it's a sardine. Okay, cool. That's 7 sardines. Gotcha. What? Ah, gotcha. Alright. 8 sardines. Come on. 9 sardines, one more. Last sardine. Unless we catch a blowfish, then we'll have to do it again. We need a blowfish though anyways. What? This one's pretty heavy. This probably isn't a sardine. Almost got you. Got 3, 2, 1, and gotcha. Oh, this looks like a blowfish. Sweet, we need blowfish too. How many blowfish did we need? Fisherman's Gamut Part 2. We need 7. Now we have 3. Alright, more fishing. Gotcha. This is another heavy one. This isn't a blowfish, and it's for sure not a sardine. We gotta slowly drain its HP down. Very, 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 very slowly. Slowly. So slowly. So godforsaken slow. This is really slow. Come on. Go a little faster. Well, we're more than halfway there. We're almost there. Gotta stay patient. Come on. There we go. Come on, don't let it get away. I'm gonna be pretty mad if this gets away. Almost got you. Okay, about 5 more seconds. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and gotcha. Ooh, a bream, another bream. That's a new record. Sweet. That's not what we need. We don't need a bream for anything right now. Probably sell it later. Alright. This is an easy one. This is most likely a sardine. And gotcha. Sardine. Is that a sardine? That's a blowfish. Ah, cool. We need blowfishes. Alright, one more time. As long as it's not a bream, a starfish, sardine, or a blowfish, either one are cool. This is most likely a sardine. Alright, cool. That's all we need for this quest then, so let's head to the bar. Yo, we got your ingredients.
材料集めてきたよ。
ありがとうございます。先に材料費をお渡ししますね。今から調理しますので少々お待ちください。
5,000 gold. You're going broke.
お待たせしました。この酒場の人気メニュー、サーディンパスタです。
That sounds pretty good.
ああ、美味しそう。いただきます。
The quest, the signature dish, is complete. You got more stuff you want me to
すみ
do?
ません。
What you need now?
ちょっとお願いしたいことが。
どうしたの？
新しいメニューを何か作れないかと考えてるのですが、なかなかいいアイディアが浮かばないんです。
Are they tired of it already? You just made it like 5 seconds ago.
そこで旅先で何かいいアイディアとか見つけられましたら教えていただけないかと思いましてね。
Okay. Accepted the quest. Bon appetit.
新作料理のアイディアね。わかった。何か見つけたら知らせるよ。
ありがとうございます。
料理のアイディア、本とかで調べた方が早く見つかりそうかな。
Oh, maybe we could go to the library then. That's the only place I know of that has books. And anyways, we're done here. We still have to catch more blowfish, but I'm done fishing for right now. So let's head back into town. We gotta go talk to Popola. Continue the story. Alright, let's go. We need to find a cookbook. What? Looks like that giant shade is back. Oh yeah, while we're talking about that, that reminds me. We need to equip some better words with our weapons. And give it the best words. Best words. I don't remember getting this rebirth sword. When did we get that? Check it out real quick. All rebirth. Did we get this during our time in the desert? We probably did, and I just blacked out and don't remember. But, this is a pretty nice sword. Sweet. Equip that. Back into the word edit. Magic. And Dark Wall could use some new words. Quick best words. Go through all of them one at a time and just give them all the best words. Looks like they all have the best words, so we don't have to worry about that. Dark Wall only gets... Huh. Why does this stay as not as set? What does everyone else have? A Geb? We'll give you Geb too. Where's Geb? There's Geb. Okay. Martial arts. Defend, evade. You can equip words onto that too. Onto defending. Okay. And evade. Okay, cool. We're all buffed out now. What is this? I want to call this a sword. That's pretty cool looking. I ain't got no problem with you. Don't kick me. Medicinal herb. Alright, we do not have any medicinal herbs, so we have one medicinal herb. Let's just not get hit. Dodge. Dodge. Spears or lances. Ouch. Take that. Dodge it. Hit and run, hit and run. Ah, that's a big hit. Don't get hit again, and we'll win. That's the key to winning any fight, just don't get hit. All kinds down already. What? Dodge. Dodge it. Get out of the way. Keep dodging. Don't ever stop dodging. Dodge again. Bust out the lances. And shoot. Move. Attack. We almost had that. So close. Well, at least you don't have to equip the best words or anything all that over again. There was a boar back there, but we're not gonna write it. Alright, let's try this one more time. Just don't get hit, we'll win the fight. Pick up whatever this is. Tree branch. Alright, lock on. Charge up the lances. Shoot. Ouch, we got hit already. Keep rolling. Dodge it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Dodge. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Get out of the way. Lances. Get out of the way. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Move. Ouch. Stop getting hit. Okay. Charge. Shoot. Okay. Don't mess it up. Gotcha. No new words. I think we farmed all the words we'll learn off of him. He's just fun to beat up now. Alright, back into town. We're gonna have to make a stop at the mailbox to heal up. Barely survived that fight. Oh, he got a quest. What you want?
うちのせがれを見かけなかったでしょうか。
いや、
Nope.
それらしい人は見なかったけど、どうかしたんですか？
探さないでくれって置き手紙を残していなくなったんです。もう村の外に出てしまったのかもしれません。
I'm pretty sure with a note like that, there's a pretty high chance he left the
も
village.
しよければ息子を見つけたら知らせてもらえますか。風変わりな帽子をかぶっているんで割とすぐに見つかると思うんですが、報酬は弾みます。
わかりました。
Runaway son.
家の人が心配してるって伝えておきます。
Do you have any clues as to where he might have went, or are we just wandering around aimlessly? I guess we're just wandering around aimlessly. We need to heal up first before you go out and do anything else. Don't forget that we can farm up mutton off a sheep and sell it to that one lady in the market. Mailbox, please heal me. I'm dying. Alright, now off to Popola. Tell her about that dream that we had. That was the same exact dream that Yona had. We're sharing dreams.
What is料理のレシピ?
特殊な魚を使った料理が書かれているようだな。
確かにあまり見ない魚だね。早速教えてあげよう。
And then he's probably gonna want me to cook it or gather the ingredients for him, right? Which means more fishing. Popola.
どうしたのポポルさん。
あ、実はこんな手紙が来たの。
Dearest Popola, I hope this letter finds you well. I am writing in hopes of bringing to your attention a certain dream issue of concern regarding recent events in Dream the Village. I was hoping I might be able to get your advice on the matter. Recently there have been dream reports, dream of a certain dream, dream of dream, evil dream, empty dream, curse, dream, evil dream, dream words, dream, and dream, someone dream. The hell?
気味の悪い手紙だな。
It's a bit more than bizarre.
誰からの手紙?
It's probably from some guy named Dream.
北の方にある森で神話の森と呼ばれる場所の村長から。
What is that's where we need to go. That's the place we heard about in our dream.
話好きの明るい人たちばかりで、こんないたずらみたいな手紙を送ってくるような人はいないと思うんだけれど、ちょっと心配だわ。
僕が様子を見てくるよ。
え、でも
僕もちょっと気になってることがあって。
そうならいいんだけど。
How do we get to the Forest of Myth?
神話の森は北平原の橋を渡って北側にあるわ。村長さんの様子見をお願いね。
Okay, well let's go. Wish I could meet the kindly lady Murasaki told me about. I bet she's really nice and always says nice things. She's got quite the mouth on her. Alright, which one's the northern exit? That's the eastern northern plains. It's right there, the big red X on the map. Alright, let's head to the Forest of Myth and see what all this dream business is about. Chicken egg. Alright, so we're over here. Junk Keep was over there. So Forest of Myth. The opposite direction of the area. Forest just chilling out. We'll let him get his sleep in. These guys looking for a fight. Sit down. You sit down too. Get out of here. Is that all of them? Anybody else want some? No? Okay. Give me your meat. Mutton. We need more mutton. It's easy money. Whoa, we don't need any of that. Whoa, again, we don't need wool. Okay, let's take you guys out. Stand still. The lances are a good way to knock down an enemy, stuns them, and then you just roll up on them and start slashing. Alright, I think that's all of them. Is that all of them? That's all of them. Oh, there's more up there. Alright, let's go. Where are you? There. Alright. Now that they're out of the way. Oh, there's the boar. It looks like a shade's picking a fight with the boar. Sweet. Thanks for the backup, kind. Alright. Okay. That is the last of the shades. Let's pick a fight with this boar.
僕はヨナを助けなきゃいけないんだ。
力を抜け。さもなければお前がやられるぞ。
Yeah, these guys just popped out of nowhere else. Focus on the boar. Ah. And I just attacked the boar. New word. Cone. Boar, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to get you involved in the fight. Ouch. Ready to dodge? Dodge. We didn't dodge. How many medicinal herbs do we have? We have 5. We can spare 2. Oh, you're dead already. Well, the boars are much easier to take down, but our defense still kind of sucks. One attack is enough to just run us into the ground. Alright, the Forest of Myth.
なんだか静かな村だね。
陰気な村だ。どうせろくでもないことが起こるんだろう。
シロはもうちょっと言葉に気をつけようよ。
Well, it looks pretty mythical. It lives up to its name. Mailbox. What? Looks like we got a quest. Yo, what you need?
言葉に気をつけて。
Word.
言葉？何のこと？
伝染する言葉。
Contagious words. What you talking about?
夢見る人。
We saw a dream.
夢見る人？
奇妙な感じは。
Whis' voice rose in a quizzical
不
way.
思議そうにとは失礼な。
何これ。
What's going on? The villager's body shuddered as he slowly opened his eyes.
こやつに聞くのが良いであろう。
あなたたちは
僕たちこの村に異変が起こったって聞いてやってきました。
The mayor stared at Murasaki and Whis.
私と会話できているということは、あなた方を夢に巻き込んでしまったようですね。
Wait, we're in your dream? What's going on?
夢？
The mayor explained. In the past weeks, a mysterious disease called the Death Dream had spread across the forest of myth. Those who caught it were cursed to fall asleep and live forever within the world of their own dreams. The village mayor had determined the Death Dream was spread from person to person by spoken words. But before he could learn more, the disease took him as well.
なんだって。
We stared at the mayor as his mouth twitching slightly. It's like we're reading a book.
我らがお前の夢に取り込まれたというのか。
Now see here, he said. Are you saying that we've been absorbed into your dream? This game has turned into a visual
あ
novel.
あ、おそらく。
Well, yes, said the mayor. I think you have.
つまり僕たち死の夢にかかってしまったってこと？
In other words, said Murasaki, we've caught the death dream. Before the mayor could confirm Murasaki's suspicion, Whis exploded
そ
with
んな
rage.
バカな。いつどうやって。我は眠った自覚などないぞ。
Ridiculous, preposterous, completely unfathomable on every conceivable level. I don't even recall falling asleep.
死の夢はそういう病気ですから。
That's just how the death dream works. Though polite, the mayor was clearly trying to brush aside the book's remarks.
流すな。
My remarks are not to be brushed aside, fool. The mayor twisted his mouth into an embarrassed grimace, and quickly changed the subject to whom Murasaki had seen and what they had discussed since coming to the village.
きっと夢に入るきっかけがあったはずです。
Something there must have caused you to enter my dreams, said the mayor. A certain conversation, a specific word, something. Murasaki and Whis racked their brains, but could find no easy solutions. There were simply too many words to consider, too much random chatter, too many meaningless conversations.
適当に会話していて悪かったな。
Furthermore, Whis does not engage in meaningless conversations. The mere suggestion that Whis chose his words carelessly seemed to sting his pride.
害したようにではなく、害しておるのだ。
It does not seem to sting my pride, you bloated gas bag of a narrator. Yeah, so who's narrating this? Is it the mayor? Is his voice just floating through the air narrating this, or I want to hear the voice of this narrator.
はっきりと。
It has demolished it utterly. Irritated, Whis looked skyward, as if searching for answers in the
知っ
heavens.
ておるわ。
I was doing no such thing.
我のことはもう放っておけ。
Just leave me alone already. The anger created by his harsh words bled over to Murasaki like a condemnation. I can't speak. Wait, said Murasaki suddenly. Did someone just say contagion? Contagion? Contagion. Yes, I believe so. What of it? Well, that villager told us to watch out for contagious words, right? Contagion. Why was I saying contagion? Contagion. Contagious words. The mayor leaned forward with renewed interest, pushing a startled Weiss aside in the process. He must have said something, right? Asked the mayor. Some specific combination of words. What was it? It was about dreaming, or something that dreams, or oh, what the hell was it? A sheep? Cried Weiss suddenly, blurting out the first thing that popped into his head. The others stared at him for a moment before slowly shaking their heads. After a few more minutes of thought, Murasaki's face suddenly lit up. I remember, he said. Those who dream. That's what he said, I'm sure of it. At this rate, the mayor produced a thick sheaf of papers from his pocket. He flipped through them a few times before finally nodding his approval at Murasaki. That sounds right, he said, as a stray sheet of paper fluttered to the ground. My notes also mentioned something about that. I bet it was the last thing you heard before you fell asleep. The mayor shook his head, his worn pencil stub tracing lines across a lone piece of paper. For the last month, I've done nothing but study the disease we call the death dream, he said. I mean, I'm the mayor, right? It's my job to protect people from whatever comes along, but I never expected a couple of outsiders to start entering people's dreams. The mayor paused, a grimace crossing his face. I should probably be taking notes or something. Weiss immediately fired back. I applaud the force of will it takes to research a disease in your dreams, he said, but perhaps we should bend your efforts to escaping this place instead of trying to understand it. The mayor's hand tightened around his pencil, snapping off the tip. I've tried to escape. From the very first moment I realized I was locked inside my own dream, I've been looking for a way out, but I don't think it exists. I mean, this is my dream, right? If there was an exit, I'd know about it. He paused for a moment, his unfocused eyes staring at nothing. My village was beautiful, he said to no one in particular, and it was filled with the most wonderful people you could ever hope to meet. But once this disease took hold, things changed. It's like someone took a sponge and soaked all the color out of our lives. I just want us to be whole again. I want us to be free. And I won't stop trying until it happens. Murasaki nodded in agreement. Huh? Wait a second. I didn't nod. Look, if we can be of any help, said Murasaki, just ask. Now hold on, I did not just say that. Huh? The narrator is narrating things that didn't happen? Silence! Cried Weiss. The Grimoire looked from Murasaki to the mayor and back again, his face filling with confidence. He doesn't really have a face. Grimoire Whis' face is always confident, thank you very much. Now see here, Mayor. You told us that nothing can exist in this dream without your knowing of it. But yet you seemed surprised to see us when we first arrived, yes? The mayor slowly raised his head, realization dawning on his face. Oh my god, he said. You're right. You're right. I had no idea you were coming. The human imagination is a limitless engine, said Whis, and dreams are the fuel. If you imagine an exit, then it must be so. With your permission, we shall search it out. Thank you, said the mayor. I don't know how I can repay you. Payment is not required. We are as eager as you to be done with this place. The mayor suddenly felt as if he could breathe again. He'd almost forgotten what it was like. Good luck, you two, he called at the departing forms of Murasaki and Whis. We're all counting on you. As Murasaki slowly faded into the misty forest, the mayor was struck by a sense of déjà vu. I saw this man once before, he thought. But where? Murasaki's mood darkened as he trudged through the forest. Hours earlier, when the beauty of the place was still a new thing, he'd been confident they could get in, find the exit, and be home in time for dinner. Is this whole part of the game just one big visual novel? It's not really a visual novel, there's nothing to look at. It's a book. But the deeper they went, the more the forest closed in around him. The mist made it difficult to see more than a foot in any direction, and moss-covered rocks seemed determined to twist his ankle. More than once he'd been forced to steady himself on the rough bark of a tree, and his hands now felt small trails of blood on everything he touched. Additionally, Whis was proving to be a spectacularly poor traveling companion. Unhindered by either terrain or physical effort, he spent most of his time urging Murasaki to pick up the pace and grumbling about their slow progress. Finally, after Whis muttered something about legless turtles being more adept at navigating the environment, Murasaki snapped. Okay, Whis, cram it for a second, would you? You don't have to walk. You don't have to walk. Murasaki leaned against a tree and tried to stretch the knots from his back. How can this stupid forest be so big? He muttered to himself. The moment the words tumbled from his mouth, a cacophony of insects sprang to life. Every imaginable form of buzz, click, and hiss roared out at a volume that rattled his teeth. Murasaki slapped his hands over his ears and screamed to be heard. Whis, what's going on? Murasaki could see Whis' mouth moving, but he might as well have been shouting in a tornado. The insects screamed, the forest howled. And then, just as Murasaki's ears seemed ready to tear from his head and go running for cover, the sound diminished. Hesitantly, he removed the hand from his left ear and listened to the creatures of the woods. Zree, 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 zree. Shock. 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 Chee, chee, chee. Woo, woo, wooma. Woo, woo, wooma. seek. As the insect symphony dimmed another decibel, Murasaki began to detect patterns in the sound. This isn't random, he thought. It's not just white noise. It's something else. The insects weren't just calling out. They were asking a question. One with it is lacking. 2 with it is ideal. 3 with it is dangerous. What is it? 1 with it's lacking. 2 with it is ideal. 1 with it is lacking. 2 with it is ideal. 3 with it is dangerous. So if you have just 1 of it, it's not enough. If you have 2 of it, it's just right. Perfect. But 3 is dangerous. I suck at these kind of riddles, I don't know. I don't know. By my pages, is this a riddle? I guess so. I mean, it feels sort of forced, but maybe it's the key to getting out of this place. Then I leave it to you to answer. 1 with it is lacking. 2 with it is ideal. 3 with it is dangerous. What is it? The answer is a secret. The answer is a seesaw. How should I know? We gotta decide. How should I know? A seesaw? A secret? Well, a secret or a seesaw doesn't make any sense. 1 secret isn't enough, 2 secrets are good, but 3 secrets are dangerous? A seesaw? No, it's a seesaw. That makes sense, yeah. 1 with it is lacking. If you just have 1/2 of the seesaw, you can't do anything. If you have 2 people, 2 halves, you can play on a seesaw. But 3, no, 3 seesaws? That doesn't make any sense. How would that be dangerous? No, that doesn't make sense. How should I know? Whis' mouth flew open, but before he could say anything, the words suddenly shifted. The world suddenly shifted. Ren, wah, ren, wah. Shiki. When Murasaki came to, he was once again surrounded by the sounds of insects. The cries of the insects were creating words he had heard somewhere before. 1 with it is lacking, 2 with it is ideal, so it just restarted. We gave the wrong answer and things restarted. By my pages, is this a riddle? Okay, so we went back. Seesaw. Something that's ideal with 2 people, but dangerous. 2 people, yes, but dangerous with 3 people. That makes sense. You can't really use a seesaw with 3 people, right? I mean, if you get 3 people sitting on one end, it's just too heavy. It's not really dangerous. You just can't move anymore. Oh, it's a seesaw. Whis' mouth flew open, but before he could say anything, the world suddenly shifted. And that was the wrong answer. We restarted again. Okay, so it's a secret. I guess. That doesn't make sense, though. How is 1 secret good? How is 1 secret not enough? 2 secrets good, but 3 dangerous? I don't get it. I'm stupid. Inwardly furious that Whis left the task to him, Murasaki sighed and gave the only answer that made sense. A secret. Right? The sound of the insect stopped as suddenly as it began. The forest undergrowth parted before Murasaki like a rippling wave opening a new path. These forest arthropods are making a road for us, said Whis with glee. Pleased at passing the test, Murasaki moved on with new intensity. The path offered his body relief from the undergrowth, but gave even greater cheer to his mind. As long as they were on a path, their journey had a purpose. I guess the forest accepted us, huh? Said Murasaki after a bit. Whis spun around to face his companion. Do not mistake the will of this forest for some happy pet you can suddenly befriend. We have no idea where this path leads. As Whis finished speaking, the pair turned a corner and found themselves facing a clear forest spring. Smiling, Murasaki picked up a small rock and sent it skipping across the surface of the water. Good heavens, said Whis. His surprise was understandable. Each time the rock struck the surface of the water, a musical note rang out. When the rock finally stopped moving and sank to the bottom of the spring, the ripples it left behind came together to form words. I enter through the window, but break no glass. When night falls, I vanish. What am I? I enter through the window, but break no glass. When night... The sun? Sunlight comes in through your windows, but the glass doesn't break. And then when it's nighttime, the sun goes away and the moon goes in front of the sun, right? The sun. Absurdly easy, barked Whis. Now answer it. Murasaki grit his teeth and tried not to reach out and strangle his companion. He's right, after all. This one is pretty easy. I enter through the window but break no glass. When night falls, I vanish. What am I? A bird, a letter, sunlight. Sunlight. Sunlight! A plume of water suddenly burst from the spring. Sunlight filtered through the trees and reflected off of the bloom, creating a shimmering rainbow that spanned the entire horizon. Okay, I'm getting a little tired of reading. How much longer is this gonna go on? Let me get a drink here. Okay, let's keep going. In all my years, said Whis softly, I have never seen such a sight. Perhaps I have misunderstood the intentions of this place. Hey, look, cried Murasaki, awakening Whis from his daze. There's a house or something over there. Glancing in the direction of his friend's extended hand, Whis saw a small cottage nestled among the trees. That's weird, isn't it, Whis? I mean, who would build a house all the way out here? Murasaki walked over and pounded on the door. After a moment of solid banging, the door cracked open and a small man peered out. His body was cloaked from neck to toe in a large black cape, while his face was obscured by mist. Began Murasaki, but before he could get any further, the cloak man held a hand up and began speaking. I have 4 legs in the morning and 2 at noon, but end the night with 3. What am I? This is the classic man riddle, isn't it? 4 legs as a baby, 2 as an adult, and 3 as an old man with a cane. Murasaki tried to ask the cloaked man who he was and what he was doing here, but he simply repeated the question. If we wish to engage this man in conversation, said Weiss, it seems we must answer his riddle. Yeah, I suppose, said Murasaki. Well, at least it's an easy one. I have 4 legs in the morning and 2 at noon, but end the night with 3. What am I? A man, a demon, an angel, a man. A man! The mist dissolved from the cloaked figure as he spoke a single word. Correct. With that, the man flung his garment aside, revealing his true identity. You're the mayor, cried Murasaki. The small man slowly shook his head. I am not the mayor you know. Now listen to my words. Long ago, I saw a version of you that was not yourself. Sorry, what does that mean? It'll make sense in time. At present, I simply congratulate you on cracking the seal of the Death Dream. Now you must go to the person at the forest entrance. With that, the man turned on his heel and slammed the door behind him. As Murasaki watched, mist seeped up from the ground and engulfed the cottage, erasing it from existence. When Murasaki and Weiss returned to the forest entrance, they found the mayor leaning against a tree. As soon as he caught sight of the duo, he sprang to his feet and scrambled over to them. Good gravy, he cried. You made it. You actually made it back. His left hand grasped Murasaki's and pumped it so fiercely it threatened to dislodge from the socket, while his right seized Weiss by the cover and swung him through the air. Gah, by the heavens, stop shaking me, fool! We have not yet even told you if we were successful or not. The mayor smiled broadly and shook his head. I'm just happy you're alive. I didn't think I'd ever see you again. Murasaki withdrew himself from the mayor's eager handshake with a slight smile. We broke the Death Dream seal, he said. At least, I think we did. The mayor's face beamed as Murasaki filled him in on the details. When the tale was done, the 3 of them laid down on the forest ground and fell asleep. We're in a dream, we're sleeping in a dream. Murasaki cocked his head. Okay, hang on a second. This is crazy. Why would we just lay down and go to sleep? Cease your endless prattle and go to sleep, fool. Fighting against the rules of this place is futility itself. Murasaki and the mayor obediently reclined atop the grassy earth. What kind of the Death Dream? It feels like someone just wanted to write a story and they're using us as their characters. Have you forgotten? Continued Weiss. It is the words that control the Death Dream. Words that allow us to move from place to place. No matter how unnatural they seem, the words are absolute. Therefore, if the words tell us to sleep, then sleep we shall. And once we do, the story will continue. With that, the trio found their eyes growing heavy, their breath slowing. This is the first time, began the mayor. The first time I have felt tired since I was imprisoned here. His words were cut off by a loud, long yawn, and he remembered nothing more. They might have slept for an hour or a year. When they awoke, things had a slightly more real quality to them. The mist felt thicker, the leaves greener. It was clear that they had awakened from their dream. Ooh, that's over. Murasaki shook the mayor's shoulder gently. Good news, he said. I think we made it. Oh, wow, said the mayor in an odd voice. We did. I'm back. He blinked once, and then again, as if not quite believing the sight before him. But why is the narrator still here? You two have no idea how much this means. The death dream was spreading through our village, and I wanted to... Well, I thought I could figure out how to stop it, but I guess that wasn't the case. I must have caught the disease and become trapped in my own dream. The mayor started to stand, then collapsed back to the earth. He stared at his legs as if trying to remember how they worked, then glanced at Murasaki and shrugged. Without a word, the young man reached down and pulled the mayor to his feet. Real life may take some getting used to, said the mayor as a wry smile crossed his lips. You shall relearn in short order, I am sure, said Reese. For now, you should return to your home and rest. No, said the mayor, swaying on unsteady feet. No, I can't. Some of the villagers are still trapped in the death dream. I have to save them. The mayor slowly made his way to the divine tree in the center of the village, then bowed his head and prayed silently. This is a holy tree, he explained. When the prayer was finished, it's the guardian of our village's history and memories. Superstition will only make our mission harder, muttered Weiss. We should not put our faith in the gods. The mayor shook his head. Not the gods, the words. Legend says that our tree is home to a powerful magic known as a sealed verse. What? That's what we're looking for. Murasaki and Weiss could not contain their surprise. It seemed a goal had been found in the most unexpected of places. I say, muttered Weiss, this is certainly a stroke of luck. As the three of them said their goodbyes, Murasaki mentioned the strange man who had given them the third riddle and the mysterious words he had left them with. I once saw a version of you that was not yourself, muttered the mayor. What in the world does that mean? Lost in thought, he stared into space for a long moment. You know, he said softly, this is going to sound odd, but I had a feeling I'd seen you before, too. Murasaki tried to keep a straight face and failed, but the mayor didn't seem to notice. Deja vu, right? Anyway, I figure it's just some kind of illusion created by the death dream. It probably doesn't mean anything. Murasaki gave the mayor a nod and a smile, but inwardly his thoughts were racing. There's something wrong about the mayor and his words. And what exactly is going on here? That riddle would prove to be the most difficult one of all.
ありがとうございます。
Whew, okay, that was like almost 20 some minutes. That was a book.
これでやっと普通の暮らしに戻れます。
I'm not really sure what happened, but hey, you're welcome.
しかし奇妙な病気であるな。
ええ、できれば他の村民も助けてやりたいんですが。
That is quite the disease. I'd hate to be the doctor that has to cure those in that disease. Be like, oh man, you got the death dream. Well, guess I gotta go into your dream and help you break the seal. Obtained a sealed verse. So that was the easiest sealed verse. Just read. Dark execution. Cool. Dark execution. Summon magical spikes from the ground to impale enemies. Charge to increase the number of spikes.
結構簡単に封印されし言葉が手に入ったね。
Nope.
ちょっと簡単すぎやしないか。
Yes, a little too
なん
easy.
だかこの村にも誘導されてきたような。
考えすぎだよ、シロ。
これでやっと普通の暮らしに戻れます。
しかし奇妙な病気であるな。
ええ。
Okie doke. Well, first, let's, we gotta equip some words onto Dark Execution. Equip best words, and let's equip Dark Execution. So not Dark Wall, goodbye, and Dark Execution. Sweet. Can we go inside this house? No? Okay. So it's just time to leave. We're done here. We just came in, read a book. A long, long book. Are you dreaming too? Are we gonna have to read another story?
この人も夢を見てるのかな。
おそらくはそうであろう。
Okay, let's
あ
go.
の文字だらけの世界か。あんまり得意じゃないな。
不満を垂れている暇があればとっとと片付けるぞ。
はーい。
I breathe air scented with death and resist the urge to laugh, for I know it will sound like the words of a madman. How long have I been in this fresh hell? My box, my prison, is tucked beneath the stairway in the long unused catacombs of some infinite castle. Outside, I hear the sounds of a funeral dirge that plays without end. Light has no place here. Wind is a forgotten friend. I pray for death to come, but he forsakes me. Time passes. An eternity slips by in a single tick of the clock. Someone knocks on my prison. Anyone there? I hear an unfamiliar voice say. My savior. I claw at the door of my jail, embedding thick splinters under my ragged nails. I scream for help. I laugh. I sob. Surely this is a product of my addled mind. Surely it cannot be true. Help me, I cry. For the love of all the gods, help me. Impossibly, I hear the sound of a lock being torn out and falling to the floor. As the door slowly cracks open, I have just enough time to see a silver-haired boy and a floating book before the light pours inside. My eyes, accustomed to blackness, explode with pain, and I am forced to turn away. So we're reading this from the perspective of the person that's dreaming. Murasaki and Whis are they're side characters in the story. Who are you? I ask, shaking hands covering my face. How have you come to this place? I am Grimoire Weiss. This is Murasaki. Long have we been searching for you. Now come, stand. We shall awaken from this nightmare together. The one known as Murasaki extends his hand and pulls me from the cell. Though my eyes are slow to adjust to freedom, my ears are keen as ever, and they recognize the staccato sounds of heavy rain. I never thought to hear that again, I whisper. Would that this were not such a terrible storm, said Grimoire Weiss. Look at your feet. I force my eyes open and see water pooling around my ankles and lapping at my shins. There's so much of it. Yes, and more comes each moment we delay. If we don't make good our escape, we shall all drown in this castle. We know you are weak, but you are our only hope to survive this place. Time, that long-forgotten friend, made itself known again. I nodded my head and swore to save my rescuers, no matter the cost. The castle catacombs are a maze, twisting upon themselves like the endless entrails of a giant. I squint down the dim corridors and proceed north. Okay, go north. At the end of the corridor, I find a row of 20 gorgeous canopied beds resting on top a carpet of velvet. All are covered in a thick layer of dust and cobwebs. Searching for the door to the next room, I come upon a shapeless mass of gray matter. It has been shoved against the side of the wall, and despite my fever, I think I see the outlines of a door just beyond. When I reach out a finger and touch a piece of the mass, it turns to dust and drifts away on the wind. Realization slowly dawns, and I fall to my knees and weep. Corpses. I face a mountain of charred and crumbling corpses. I look from it to the beds and back again until the horror dawns full upon me. Someone has piled these bodies into a tower and set them ablaze. Whether they are alive or dead, I do not know, and sanity will not permit me to consider the proposition further. I make a sound. Whether scream or laughter, I cannot be certain. Then my mind grants me merciful blackness, and I find myself opening the door and leaving that most terrible of rooms. And I squint down the dim corridors. We went north, let's not go south, so let's go east and proceed east. And then go north some more. I squint down the dim corridors and, I don't know, go west. At the end of the path, a row of heavy wooden casks lie on their sides in a dark chamber. Doubtless they are filled with wine. My thirst roars to life. I cannot remember the last time my parched throat had relief. I scramble to the first cask and pull frantically at the cork. The theft of a few cups mean nothing, I tell myself. The casks will be ruined by the flood regardless. Finally, the cork surrenders to my attack, and thick red liquid bursts forth from the hole. This is no wine. It is blood still warm from the body. Whether animal or something else, I cannot say. The foul liquid soon mixes with the rising flood waters, creating a warmth that laps against my thighs. By all the gods! Are the rest of these casks filled with blood as well? I lack the courage to confirm my suspicion. Disgust quickly becomes fear as I turn to flee, but my weakened legs betray me, sending me toppling over into the red ocean below. The smell of death is everywhere. It threatens to consume me. I must escape this hell. Crawling on all fours like an animal, holding back screams lest any foulness enter my mouth, I lurch forward through the red waters and out of the room to freedom. I squint down the dim corridors and squint down the dim corridors. We went east, so let's keep going north. At the end of the path, the waters rise to my waist, exhausting me both physically and spiritually. I pray that this is the way out. Eventually, I can stand the sight of the waters no longer, and so turn my eyes upward. Imagine my surprise when I see a series of paintings hanging on the faded plaster wall. Each depicts a person in the prime of life, clad in clothing of the highest quality. The styles, however, are strange, leading me to believe that these people had lived long, long ago. Our subject wears an outfit that particularly catches my eye. It is constructed of a thin, breezy cloth and decorated with a motif of flowers and birds, while encircling the figure's waist is a leather belt of the most perfect construction. It is a stunning costume, even by modern standards. As I gaze at the portrait, I am struck by a desire to touch it with my own hands. Yet, as I extend a single finger to the painting, I am gripped by a most unpleasant feeling. Staring closely at the image, I see it bend and warp into the shape of another finger. Something behind the picture is pointing at me. Is it another prisoner? A fellow inmate trapped for eternity in this place? I cannot let it pass, and so I seize the portrait with both hands and throw it into the water. The wall is hollow behind the painting, and inside I can just make out a body. Whether or not this is a prisoner, there would be no rescue. The poor soul is long dead. Scraps of clothing lie on the floor around the bones. Only a small amount of the fabric has survived, but it features the same delicate designs that were depicted in the portrait. I have been admiring a row of corpses, blocked from view by portraits of each victim at their pinnacle. Enough! Shielding my eyes, I paddle forward through the water. I squint down the dim corridors and proceed south. Squint down the dim corridors. Keep going south. I squint down the dim corridors and then go west. The water has risen to my chin and now laps greedily at my mouth and nose. You dumb bass! Shouts Murasaki. He surely desires to say more, but the rest of his insult is cut short by the rising water. Grimoire Whis, wet and tattered, floats on the water's surface. It is already too late for him. Not Whis. Hang in there, Whis. We'll dry you out later. This wasn't how it was supposed to end. We died? We died? What? Everything we saved. I'm not reading all that over again. Dark execution. Back again.
この人、
おそらく不満を
Let's try it again. No, we're not reading this again. Why can't, if we make a decision, why can't it just warp us back like the riddles? Go north. What happens if we go south after going north? Going south. Okay, go east. Go west. Go east. Okay, go north. Okay, so he died. Okay, I think I get it then. Murasaki came back. He came back to see me. Yay. Okay, so if you spend too much time wandering around, the water goes up to your chin and you die.
この人、
Okay.
は
Again. Alright, skip. Okay, go north. So after going north, you don't want to go south because that's just going backwards. So go east. You don't want to go west because that's just going backwards. So go north. And then we went north, so we don't want to go south. North some more. Okay. So go south. So we went north before then we went south, so it means we went back. We should get out a piece of paper and draw a map. So, going south would just take us farther back, going north would just be going in a circle again. That's where we came from, so let's go east. This is different. I find myself in a great hall with only the sounds of rain for comfort. The waterlogged red carpet swishes beneath my feet as I approach the center of the room. Once there, I behold a beautiful dining table upon which dining table on which rests china and silver of the finest construction, as well as the remains of a fantastic feast. As my eyes continue to adjust, I see many chairs surrounding the table, each holding a dinner guest. Noticing movement, I approach the chair at the table's head, but as the truth of the matter dawns on me, I recoil in horror. The host of the feast is a corpse, as all are the invited guests. An army of foul, wriggling insects have made homes in their remains, and this is the movement I saw. This once splendid feast was nothing more than a requiem for the damned. I took a moment to steady my shaking hands, slowly back away from the table. Desperate to lose sight of the abomination before me, my gaze lands on the chairs upon which the dead were seated. This is a mistake, for the chairs proved to be even more terrible than the feast itself. Each one is covered in a layer of spikes that run from the seat up the back and down the arms. Ouch. This explains the color of the carpet beneath my feet. I can only pray that the unfortunate diners were dead when the meal began. For if not, it is a simple task to envision the agonized screams that must have sprang forth from their mouths. My mind grasps frantically at the possibility that these souls had committed some terrible crime for which this was punishment. Though, in truth, I expect they had committed no crime at all. There would be no tomorrow for these unfortunates. This was their last supper. To get here, we went east. So going west would just take us back. So let's go north. Against all hope, we make it to the front door. Break it down, someone cries, so I give myself to the effort. In tandem with Murasaki and Grimoire Weiss, I slam my body against the thick, sturdy door. On the third try, it gives way, and we find ourselves sprawled on the ground outside the castle. I like to imagine Weiss banging himself against the door. Is a book? Is he just flying into the door? He can't be helping that much. Okay. The storm is in retreat. The clouds above me are still dark and foreboding, but to the west, I can see a thin shimmer of sunlight trying to break through. How can I thank you? I cry as tears join the rain on my cheeks. I would surely have died in there. Looking down, I suddenly notice that my dress is in tatters, and sheepishly try to cover my exposed skin. Your dress? Asks Weiss. Then you are a woman, madam? I am. I proffer the two a smile. I suppose that comes as something of a surprise, seeing as how I exist only in the form of words. I can see that the one known as Murasaki is disappointed that the torn dress will be given no further description, but he hides it well. With a nod and a shrug, the three of us set forth to our awakening. So in this dream world, we just turn into words. So Weiss and Murasaki and everybody else, they're all seeing the same thing we are, just words. Behind us, an awakening of another kind is taking place. Black smoke fills the abandoned castle, providing the countless damned souls inside with their final shroud. After a moment, the castle's windows shatter with a mighty roar. A fresh breeze blows through the hallways and corridors, clearing the smoke away for good. As we watch in awe, uncountable black shadows slowly flicker to life, crossing to and fro in front of the broken windows. The castle's dead have awakened to their new life as shades. Shades?
何か言うことある？
次はメールは勘弁してもらいたいな。
Hopefully, me too, Whis.
全くだね。
助けてくれてありがとう。もうあんな夢見たくないね。
Don't mention it. It's what we do. We're about to enter another dream. Well, let's see what this dream is like. We're going in.
こやつも同じか。手のかかることだ。
Okay, let's go.
白は本なのに文字が苦手なの？
何事にも例外はある。行くぞ。
A colony of massive sculptures was visible in the distance, their tall forms scraping against the sky. Whis and Murasaki had never seen such a sight, and their eyes widened as they tried to take it in.
まだ遠いのかな。建物が大きすぎて距離がつかめないよ。どれだけ大きいんだろう。
あるいはただの幻か。
As Whis considered his answer, the sun beat down on them with renewed ferocity. Perhaps they are some manner of mirage, he said. Under this heat, a mirage or two would hardly be an unexpected sight. Murasaki nodded and wiped the sweat off his brow, leaving a trail of sand in its place. He thought he had never been so thirsty. The ancient road on which they walked was black and cracked with age. Here and there, thin wisps of grass pushed up through the rocky surface, as if defying those who had laid this material down over their home. The heat reflecting from the road made Murasaki lightheaded. His feet hurting, he crouched down to rest. I don't know how much longer I can do this. Is someone playing a joke on us or what? The complaining had already begun. Whis tried not to let his eyes roll too much. A joke? He said. No, no joke. This road leads to the city of art. Perhaps the path itself is simply some manner of grand artistic work. You don't sound very sure of yourself there. Perhaps not, but thinking of it in this way might make it easier for you to bear. Murasaki glanced at Whis' grinning face, shook his head, and resumed walking. As time passed, Murasaki's feet grew more painful, and his throat drier than he thought possible. He tried not to look farther than the next step ahead, because the bright sunlight made him hesitant to trust his own senses. We are definitely getting closer, said Whis in an effort to cheer his companion. Yes, this much is certain. Encouraged, Murasaki lifted his gaze. Suddenly, he stopped walking, choosing instead to stand in the middle of the road with his mouth and eyes wide open and his finger pointing in the distance. "Water!" he cried. "It's water!" "Water?" asked Whis. "Preposterous! I don't see any water." Are we seeing a mirage? "Over there, just ahead of us. Look, the sun is reflecting off it." Without waiting for a response, Murasaki sprang to life and bounded toward the sight. What in the... There was no water. There was nothing but sand in every direction. Murasaki closed his eyes and sighed as Whis floated up behind him and chuckled softly. "I believe this is known as a mirage," he said. "Many a desert traveler has spoken of such things." Murasaki shook his head, bewildered. Suddenly he pointed off in the distance, his eyes wide once more. "Wait, there it is. I just missed it. Look, it's right there." Murasaki sprinted off again, leaving Whis with no choice but to follow. After a few moments of running, Murasaki came to a halt. "I could have sworn it was right around here." Confused, he put his hands up to his eyes and rubbed them vigorously. As soon as he stopped, he noticed the blue shimmering pool of clear water just over the next rise. With a shout, he bounded off in search of it. The chase continued for nearly an hour until an exasperated Whis finally floated up to Murasaki and struck him in the face with his cover. "Enough, you blithering idiot! Stop this at once!" "There is no water here." Murasaki's face clouded. "There isn't?" "There is not, and perhaps next time you'll listen to me when I tell you as much." Whis paused for a moment, then continued speaking in a slightly kinder tone. "However, I suppose this mad chase was not altogether wasted. It seems we have arrived in the city of art." Murasaki looked up. Stretched out before him was a row of impossibly tall sculptures. Their journey was at an end. "They're huge!" cried Murasaki, completely forgetting the heat and pain of the past few hours. "I've never seen anything so big!" Each sculpture was formed from roughly the same shape, a tall rectangle that stretched up toward the sky, but that is where the similarities ended. Most were covered with panes of glass that reflected light in 1,000 directions, while others seemed to be nothing but frames of steel. Some had tall spirals on their tops, while others possessed triangle caps. "What kind of city is this?" said Murasaki. "Where are the people? Where are the houses?" "Perhaps the land is intended exclusively for artistic use." The debate continued as they made their way through the city. Miracles of artistry were everywhere. Even iron crates with wheels sat silent on steel rails. Beautifully carved works of the lights of red, amber, and green dangled over every street. As they moved away from the massive sculptures, they found a great array of smaller ones. Some were covered in glass or brick, but many were composed of materials that had never been encountered. The sheer variety of colors and styles were staggering. Unable to find a theme or purpose to the abstract works around them, Murasaki and Weiss eventually fell silent. On the outskirts of the city, they discovered 3 sculptures in the shape of humans. Murasaki uttered a sigh of relief as he approached them. Finally, I was getting tired of modern art. The 3 statues were indistinguishable except for a single word chiseled into their right arms. One read Alpha, one read Beta, and the final one read Gamma. As Murasaki moved to touch the nearest statue, a bird flew from the top of one of the sculptures, alighting on the statue's shoulder. It emitted a brief, beautiful song that took the form of words. Only one form is real. The others are false. The real form will always speak the truth. The false ones will only speak lies. With that, the bird departed. As if on cue, the 3 statues shuddered to life, acquiring color and form as they began to breathe. Hey, look at that, said Murasaki. They're alive. The triplets bowed low before Murasaki. Please, said Alpha, you have to get me out of this nightmare. I am real. Stop lying, said Beta. He turned to Murasaki and threw his hands in the air. Alpha's a fake. You know I'm the real one. What a load of crap, said Gamma. Beta's fake. Everyone knows that I'm the real one around here. So Alpha is saying he's real, but he's not calling anybody else fake. Beta calls Alpha fake. And Gamma says Beta's the fake. And all except one of them are lying. Their respective pleas given, the 3 statues returned to their frozen state as silence once again enveloped the city. When you consider all of the statements, only one of them could be the real thing, said Murasaki furrowed his eyebrows and considered his answer. Only one form is real, the others are false. The real form will always speak the truth. The false ones will only speak lies. No one called Alpha a fake. Beta was called a fake, and Gamma was called a fake. If Beta and Gamma are the fakes, then that means they were lying? Beta called Alpha the fake. If Beta's the liar, that means Alpha is real. But Gamma also called Beta a fake, and I'm terrible at these. Alpha called himself real. If he is the liar, if he's also a fake one, then that means he's also lying. gonna go with Alpha. The real one is Alpha. The eyes of the statue shone with an eerie light. The light grew stronger and stronger until Murasaki and Whis were forced to turn away. Yeah, we got it. Sweet. Or did we? Did we mess it up?
どうやら失敗したらしいな。今度はもっと慎重に行動せねばならぬな。
投げ出したい気分でいっぱいだけどね。
Alright, let's
こ
do it
やつ
again.
も
白は本なのに。
何
I'm not too smart when it comes to riddles like this. I don't get it.
どれだけ大きいんだろう。
Let's just skip all this. Skip. Can we just, like, start back at the decision? No one's gonna read all through all of this a second time. Alright, we're back. Well, what if, let's say Beta's the real one then? The real one is Beta. Though Murasaki's voice betrayed a notable lack of confidence, he was relieved to see Whis nodding at him. So let's review it one more time. Alpha, we know he's the fake, and Alpha called himself real. Beta said no and called Alpha fake, and he was telling the truth, because Alpha was the fake. We found that out the hard way. Gamma also called Beta a fake, and he was lying, which means Beta was real. Okay. If Alpha was telling the truth, began Whis in the dry tones of a lecturer, Beta and Gamma would be fakes. But in that case, Gamma's claim that Beta is fake would be truth, even though Gamma is a liar, therefore that theory crumbles. Now let us presume that Gamma spoke the truth. That makes Alpha and Beta liars. In this situation, however, Beta is calling Alpha a liar, which would leave us with two statues telling the truth. That makes sense. Finally, let us assume that Beta is telling the truth. If so, Alpha and Gamma's lies would make sense. Therefore, Beta must be real. That all makes sense. As Whis finished his explanation, Alpha and Gamma crumbled soundlessly into dust, while Beta sprang to life once more. "Congratulations, villager," said Whis in a cheerful tone. "The time to awaken has arrived." "Thank you for saving me," cried the villager. He dropped to his knees and bowed his head as low as it could go before an uncomfortable Murasaki pulled him to his feet. "Why did you have a dream like this?" asked Whis. "Have you been to the city before?" The villager slowly looked around at the bizarre objects and sculptures that dotted the landscape, and shook his head. I don't think so. I mean, it's impossible, right? There's no way I could have ever been to a place like this. But at the same time, I feel like I've seen it before. Deja vu, uttered Murasaki, just like the mayor. A vague sense of unease that struck Murasaki during the mayor's dreams spread once more through his mind. If all these places are some kind of sense of deja vus, what does that mean about the woman that was trapped in the flooding labyrinth? Where exactly where is she been?
なんだか大変だったね。
あの景色、どこかで見たような。
もう勘弁してよ。これでもう村人たちが夢から覚めるんだよね。
村長の言っていたことが本当ならそうなるな。やれやれだ。もうこういう言葉遊びは勘弁願いたいな。
まあまあ、とりあえず村長さんに一言挨拶していこうよ。
Yeah, I'm tired of reading all these stories. Nobody gets sick with this disease anymore. I don't want to read through any more stories. Alright, Mayor, we saved everybody.
ああ、皆さん、どうもありがとうございました。これは心ばかりのお礼です。
What is it? The one-handed sword
こ
faith.
んな高価そうなものもらっていいんですか？
もちろんです。名のある品らしいのですが、戦いのないこの村には必要のないものですから。
ではありがたくいただきます。
本当にありがとうございました。
Alright, well, I guess we're done here. Then, let's check out this sword. We need to equip some words for it. Faith. Best words. And let's try to equip it. Faith gives us more attack power, higher magic power, and it's very light. Sounds like a good sword. This is a katana right there. That's a nice sword. But alright, well I guess we're heading back into the village. We've done everything we need to do here. Well, that was fun. Game turned into a visual novel. Not a visual novel, a text-based text adventure. It was different.
言葉にできないくらい素晴らしかったよ。
そいつは良かったな。
ポポルさんのところに戻ろう。神話の森のことを報告に行かないと。
Now we gotta tell Popola all about that. That was some crazy stuff. First, let's beat these guys up. Oh, we got... Not that, but we got Dark Execution. We don't really need it to beat you guys up. Pretty easy fight. Let's try it out on the boar, though. Alright, boar. Come get a taste of this. Try to hit you with one more Dark Execution. Now we missed completely. Ouch. What's this? Broken saw. Ouch. Alright, forget about Dark Execution. Just keep attacking. Why? Why are you attacking me? What did I do to you? Good God. Alright, let's hand it down. What are you looking at? I can tell you're thinking about headbutting me or kicking me or something. Alright, can we just leave the shades alone? No. These shades, man, they're just itching for a fight. Even though we're clearly much stronger than them. They don't care though. Alright, let's get back to the village. I want to see what Popa has to say about our adventure through the forest. Our text adventure. Get out of my way, shades. I ain't got time to be dealing with you. Stop running away. Take that. Gotcha. Button. Alright, there's the town entrance. Right there at the entrance. No point in using a potion or a medicinal herb. Just heal up at the post office. Alright. First, head to the mailbox. This herb. Mailbox. Alright. In the library. Alright, Popola, we're back. We got a story for you. And that village was crazy.
そう、そんな変わった病気が広がっていたの。
はい、奇妙な症状でした。
It was something, that's for
もう
sure.
二度と行きたいとは思えぬ村だったな。
And he's a book, yeah.
お疲れ
Come
様。
on.
最近遠出ばかりしているようだけど、無理してない？
Not at
平気だ
all.
よ。ヨナの体のことを考えたら立ち止まるわけにはいかないからね。
You should have put like a boss in there or something like it. You'd pick whether you want to attack or heal or whatever. Oh, a text-based boss. That would have been interesting. I don't know how that could have worked, but it would have been interesting.
そう、そうね。
何か僕に手伝えることはない？
実は交易用の水路を整備する計画があるの。準備が整うのはずっと先になってしまうのだけれど、きっとあなたたちの助けにもなるはずよ。
Okay. Well, where do we
ただ
come in?
その計画が今少し滞っていて、心苦しいんだけれど、お願いを聞いてもらえないかしら。
What do you need us to do?
もちろん遠慮せずに言って。
ありがとう。水路の整備をお願いしていた人がここ数日仕事に来ていなくてね。
Okay.
心配だから海岸の町まで様子を見に行ってほしいのよ。
Back to seafront,
家
huh?
の場所は 地図に書き込んでおくわね。
Is this house that giant house at the entrance of seafront that has the spiders hanging
い
out
つ
in
も
front of it?
赤いカバンを身につけているから行けばわかるはずよ。
うん、わかった。
Alright, well, I guess we gotta head back into seafront. Well, let's get out of here first and foremost.
水路か。船であれば今のように走り回らずに済みそうだな。
白は浮いているだけじゃないか。
浮くのにも体力を使うのだぞ。
え、そうなんだ。
なんだその夢を壊されたような顔は。
Yeah, we thought you were just floating along with no effort. But it actually takes concentration to float like that, huh? Alright, well, let's save. Alright, we're gonna call it quits for today. That was definitely not how I was expecting this episode to go, but it was an interesting turn of events. Really not expecting the game to turn into a text-based novel, visual novel, whatever. But that was interesting. So, thanks for watching. Have a nice night, have a nice rest of the day, have a nice whatever. We'll be back next time with some more NieR. And we'll hope to see you again here at Backlog Game Reviews. Catch you later. Oh, hold up. That poor girl. Okay, never mind. Oh, catch you later.